Would you do? Would you create distractions in their life? I hope this will blend out in precision. I kind of just go all over the place with it. Hello and welcome back to Suri's channel. If you have not watched the part 1 of this video, then I'll link it somewhere here and in the description box so you can go watch it and then return to this video. Regardless of whether you do or not, I'll still give you an intro. Basically, I've went through my fair share of toxic friends and I was so naive and underconfident and just unaware that toxic people exist because I just tend to believe in the good in people, which is why I've made part 1 and part 2 where I describe 4 toxic friends that you need to watch out for in your life. And of course I have to do something different, so I'm talking you through these toxic friends whilst doing 4 new makeup looks that I've tried in part 1 and part 2. This part has 2 and the other part has 2. Anyways, okay, let's continue watching and continue with the looks. Okay, so I thought I'd keep the theme going with changing clothes with every eyeshadow routine. I've also taped my face because you know the drill by now. This next eyeshadow tutorial is very similar to the first one. I don't know why I put 2 similar ones, but this one's different because they have outrightly admitted that we are going to make that V wala crease, which I really like. I don't know what color I should go for. Also, the crease is like the V is here instead of here like last time. Also, these are not really nice pigments because these have been with me for years. Okay, so the next group of friends that you should absolutely ditch are people who do not respect your boundaries. Okay, we all come from a different financial background, we have different ambitions, different goals, different cultural backgrounds, and honestly we're all just headed in different directions and we have different values in our life. So what makes you think that we will push our plans all the way at the back for these people and spend time with them, to party with them whenever they want, to hang out with them whenever they want, when they indeed will never even show up when they really need to? Going back to the previous point, is somebody who you're always there for but they're never there for you. Suppose that you have a friend, right, and that particular friend has been told by their therapist that if you don't focus on your routine and if you don't keep a balance of work and sleep and getting some form of exercise in for endorphins, your mental condition will worsen to something that can be very dangerous. What would you do? This scenario may or may not have anything to do with me, by the way, but if you were such a person's friend who is working on themselves and their routine and taking help from a therapist, would you force this person to go out and party with you at 2 a.m. at night? Probably not. You'll also not force them to come at situations that they don't want to be in. For some people, family gatherings can be very triggering because they don't have a family of themselves. Everyone has situations that they shy away from and are triggered by, and everyone has situations where it's like easier for them to handle and it's second nature to show up at places and all of that. All I'm trying to say is that people should not only respect your no, but your friends should actually push you to work on yourself. In this particular situation, or even not in this particular situation, or anyone, suppose who is going through a tough time, who's told you that, listen, I kind of want this life and this is the route that I want to take for the next couple of years, what would you do? Would you create distractions in their life by asking them to do things for you all the time that they don't want to do? Or would you support them and be like, oh, you're not supposed to be doing this, go quit smoking, go start working out, you can do it? They'd give you positive motivation, right? But instead, if you are encountering people in your life that regardless of whatever your goals and your aspirations are just acting like plain distractions, then you need to let them go. Take it from a people pleaser, they will never be pleased. Like, they will never be pleased. You'll go to one party with them where you're highly uncomfortable, by the way, and then you'll probably come home and regret it because you could have spent that time doing something that you actually liked. And then the next time they'll gaslight you and be like, but you never go to any of the parties, and you'll probably go again. And then every time even if you say no once, they'll disregard all the times that you actually went out of your way pushed your plans back and made time for them, they'll disregard all of that if you say no just to their plan once. Try it, because now that I have good friends in my life, I can literally be like, listen, I have plans this day, something, I'm working on my fitness, I'm working on this, so I cannot be there for you. Of course, you have to find a balance, like you still have to give them time, but they should also understand that you are trying to better yourself. Instead of acting as distractions for your goals, they should be helping you. Honestly, even if you're not career oriented, there is one or the other thing that you're constantly working on in your life. It could be a family problem, it could be anything. So there needs to be a middle ground where you can support that person, show up for them, but also work on whatever you're working on in your life. I'm not saying to not go party with that person. I'm not saying to completely be like, listen, I'm not going, like I have goals in my life right now. No, don't say that. But through communication, you should be able to figure out that, listen, like we need to find a middle ground, because like right now I'm not financially stable or whatever, and I just cannot. I can't go to that birthday party. I can't give you a birthday gift. I can't do all of those things now. And when the time comes and then maybe you're in a difficult financial situation like I am, this is just an example, then of course I will be there for you as well. It is in this dialogue and this communication that you'll actually figure out if the friend that you're with is actually healthy or not. I have to do the crease. I must need focus. I'm going to use a tiny brush. I hope this will blend out. What the fuck do I do? Hers doesn't look like this. Do I like wait for it to dry? Oh my god, I use a tiny brush and it's still not as clean as hers. Okay, so दूर से ये इतना बुरा नहीं लग रहा है, but up close it looks like a 5-year-old did this. Use a fluffy brush and try and blend this. I'm definitely not going to spend more time. I'm just going to give up. मैंने जैसे first उसमें करा है ना कि I spent like a lot of time trying to perfect it. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because एक दो बार में समझ जाना चाहिए what you're capable of. Also, I need to do the second eye as well. She adds like glitter. Okay, a proof that eyeliner fixes everything, even your broken little heart. I don't think I came anywhere close to what she did, but I would not say that this is a bad attempt for a first timer, okay? It's like a lot more subtle. If I had used a darker color, then it would be more dramatic, but I kind of like this. It definitely looks better in person than it does on camera. It looks like going outable. So remember kids, never let anyone cross your boundaries, whether it's eyeshadow or people. Do you get it? There's like a literal boundary drawn on my face. Like, yeah. On the next eyeshadow technique, I can do this in my sleep because this is literally what I do all the fucking time. This is what my smoky eye looks like. If you watched my previous video, I'll link it somewhere here. Go watch it after you finish watching this one. I don't think there's much difference. Just doing it with more precision. I kind of just go all over the place with it. But yeah, let's get started. She does it with golden, and I also always do it with like browns and golden. So this time I think I want to do something different. I like this one because I think it opens your eyes more than the other ones, because the other ones involve applying eyeliner from end to end of your eyes, and I have really small eyes, so I think this technique is going to suit me a lot more. And my friends, the next type of person that you need to get rid of in your life is somebody who apologizes to you just for the sake of apologizing. They literally never change their actions. These people just apologize because they just want you to shut up. Obviously they don't want to lose you as a person, so they apologize to you, but after they're done apologizing, they literally keep making the same mistakes over and over again. You're literally asking them to treat you better. Either you're telling them you give me more time, or they're always canceling plans, and they just keep saying sorry to you. Well, I hate to break it to you, but they're literally just saying sorry because they know you will always come around. Tum hamesha maan jaoge. They've already taken you for granted, and it's literally just an excuse for you to shut up so that they can take services from you a little bit longer, and they just keep extending that period. By services, I mean either they're taking something from you emotionally, whether it's in the form of like some support, you help bury their loneliness, or you're really funny to be around, you're really entertaining. For one reason or the other, they're holding on to you, but you need to let them go. This is why romantic relationships break. You're constantly asking for something and all you're getting is an apology, but they never really fix what's underneath it. Of course, any of my statements would be incomplete without a personal story. So I've actually dumbed down this to a very PG-13 version. So basically, I have friends who keep asking me to go to their parties, even though I don't want to go to their parties. And I'm such a people pleaser, and they know that I'm such a people pleaser, and they still force me to go, and that's my fault. That's on me. I let them cross my boundaries. Once I went to a place that I really didn't want to go to. One thing led to another. This guy catcalled me. I told my friend, like, this is why I don't like your friends. I don't want to hang out with your friends. This is why I was telling you that I don't want to come. So of course she knew that she was at fault, and she was in shock, to be honest, because she literally set me up for danger. Even though nothing happened, why would anyone want to put themselves through an uncomfortable situation? Now, I was also at fault for being a people pleaser and sucking it up. But what happened is that my friend, she apologized to me. And I thought that she meant it. I took a few days off, like I didn't talk to her for a few days, and then I went back to normal because I realized that she didn't do it on purpose. Because some of you and me, of course, we like to believe in the good in people. And so one and a half year later, a similar situation happened. Like, not a similar situation happened, वो situation होती इससे पहले. I said कि listen, you know, this happened a long time ago, if you can remember, and because I don't want that to happen again, I don't want to go to this place, or I don't want to do whatever you're doing. And then she goes like, what? When have I ever put you in danger? What are you talking about? No such thing happened. I was like, remember the time that I went to this party and this guy catcalled me? Like, it was a really bad event for me and I was really young, and remember that happened and I said no and you didn't understand. The same thing is going to happen today as well if you don't understand. And she was like, that happened because you were asking for it. She fucking said that. She was like, you were asking for it, that's why that happened. And I was like, what? So you're telling me कि ये जो दो इवेंट हुए उसके बीच में जो एक साल का जो गैप था उसमें, like, I trusted her that she was actually apologetic, when in reality that entire 1 year was a lie, because she was never even apologetic for putting me in that situation. Like, I can't tell you the situation exactly, but you have to take my word for it that it could have been avoided, but because of her it wasn't avoided. Not only did she fake a sorry, but the entire 1 year gap that was between these two situations was built on trust, and I just felt like so deceived. I think all of my audience will also agree that a woman is not asking for it if she's just being polite or, you know, is dressed a certain way. All of us need to go back and watch Pink. So the fact that she actually said this to me, that she was like, you were asking for it, was so deceiving, and it just doesn't align with my core values. And I can't believe that I let such a person who had such a thought process stay in my life for a year longer. And the thing is, we don't realize it unless we communicate. So just make sure that every single friend that actually apologizes to you actually means it, because to keep such people in your life is so toxic, like, just for your environment. Blend, blend, blend. This is so fun. And I'm not being sarcastic, I actually meant that. I don't know why I don't use grey as eyeshadow more often, because it looks so nice. I usually do more of like these kind of looks, just miss if dark colors are there on only half the eye, like the black and stuff, just because it makes your eyes remain like open. But I still had a really good time trying all the previous eyeshadow looks, and I think I can tweak them to fit my personal aesthetic. I hope you learned something from this video. If not learned, but you had some sort of awakening. And I'm not talking about the eyeshadow, I'm talking about your friends and the people that you surround yourself with, and you could learn something from my trauma, because I went through a range of bad friends, but at least we got something out of it, even if it's just this video. Oh yeah, I didn't give a close-up of this. So gray also brings out the brown of your eyes. This is the 2-shade technique I use more often than like a 3-shade routine, because that's like so fucking difficult. I'm going to go now, and for the next 3 or 4 days I'm going to use a moisturizing face mask so that my face can recover from all the makeup. This is 100% expired makeup. So yeah, study video pasand aayi te like the comment zarur kariyo, aur study navi वीडियो lai subscribe to Sorry Not Sorry.